Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today, it being Black History Month, I want to talk about the future for a bit. I want to talk about what will Black History Month look like in, let's say, 20 years from now, right? Now, the reason why I say 20 years from now is because Black History Month it's a very important holiday. I say holiday. Should be celebrate all year round, but Black History Month is very important in the edification of black people across the world, really, not just this country, but across the world. And the demographic that is, I would say, most affected by this is the youth, the children, elementary school, junior high, right? And I'm thinking to myself, what will Black history turn into when these elementary school kids and these junior high kids become adults 20 years from now? You have your 10, 11-year-olds, your 9-year-olds, like 20 years from now, when they become 30, 29, stuff like that. What would Black History Month look like to them in 20 years? And I say it because me, when I was a child, the people that we would always talk about when I was a child was Martin Luther King, Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman, Sojourner Truth, Malcolm X, Madam C.J. Walker, Carter G. Wood, well, not Carter G. Well, yeah, Carter G. Woodson too. It's Carter G. Woodson, Mary McLeod Bethune, um, just the names we always hear, right? And that's coming from that's like for the past 100+ years, right? The Black history that I was always taught as a kid was from the past 100+ years. Now, because of technology the way it is and social media, it doesn't really take 100 years to learn all this information, right? You can learn all this information. You can learn about every single person that I've just named in in a year. You just take all these names, just get all the information that you can about these people that I just named in a year, right? Which means, what about the people in today's time that's making Black history, right? Okay, we're living in Black history as we speak. First Black president, besides James Hansen, the Continental Congress, but I'm talking about first Black president after the Declaration of Independence. Okay, Barack Obama. Um, you have people like Colin Kaepernick, Venus and Serena Williams, LeBron James, Jay-Z, Beyonce, um, Neil deGrasse Tyson, um, a whole host of black people, African Americans, just black people in general across the world that are making history as we speak. Now, to maybe the older generation, it may not click for them because they're old enough to know about to people I just named before, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, all that stuff. That was their Black history. My generation, we had our Black history also, but a lot of the times when I was in school, we got the Black history from 100 years ago, up until time I was younger. You know, we got Michael Jordan. Like when I was young, there was no Tiger Woods, there was no Barack Obama, there was no Venus and Serena Williams when I was younger. There was no Jay-Z, there was no Beyonce when I was at elementary school. Okay, we got Michael Jordan. We talked about Martin Luther King. He died in 1968. We talked about Malcolm X. He died in 1965. We talked about Harriet Harriet Tubman, Sojourner Truth. I learned about them in elementary school. But see, the elementary school kids now have a different Black history, right? Their Black history is now coupled with social media. So the Black history that the kids now will get will be almost purely social media driven, right? if that black person wasn't making changes that social media could quantify, a lot of the kids now at elementary school won't really pay attention to them because elementary school kids now don't know anything about Michael Jordan. They don't know because there was no social media then with Michael Jordan. Kids now don't know about Muhammad Ali or Nelson Mandela. Don't know about that. They don't know about Oprah Winfrey. Well, they'll know about Oprah Winfrey, but no, when I was young, Oprah Winfrey was a part of Black history. You know, but kids now, because of social media, you will almost in the next 20 years, you will almost have a purely social media driven Black History Month, meaning most, if not all of the Black history that the kids will receive now, if they couldn't find those Black people on social media, they probably won't identify with them. Like LeBron James, you can find him on social media. Tiger Woods, social media. Neil deGrasse Tyson, social media. Kobe Bryant, social media here and there. Jay-Z, Beyonce, social media. These people that who are, if the youth now, the elementary school and junior high kids now can identify you on social media, then 20 years from now, when you read about Black History Month, when you hear about Black History Month 20 years from now, it will, I would say, will almost be purely social media driven. If it ain't on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Netflix, or whatever, 9 times out of 10, in 20 years from now, the kids that grow up, to be 26, 27, 20 to 30-year-old demographic in the future will almost forget about anything that happened pre-social media, pre-internet. So what would Black History Month be like in 20 years from now? How do we grab the youth for Black History Month 20 years from now? What would it look like for 20 years from now? Will we even talk about Harriet Tubman anymore? Will we even talk about Carter G. Woodson anymore? Will we even talk about Martin Luther King, Malcolm X anymore? Because they're not on social media. They're not on the internet. They are not alive. I should say that. They aren't alive during social media. So how will the kids identify them quickly? Because I promise you ask any child nowadays, do they know Beyonce? Everybody gonna say yes. Ask that same child, do they know about Elijah Muhammad? Most likely you would get, who? Huh? Who's that? Ask them about Muhammad Ali. Who? Huh? Who's that? Ask them about Malcolm X. Ask them about Madam C.J. Walker. Ask them about ask them about Benjamin Banneker. 9 times out of 10, the children now, that won't be in their mind. It won't be ingrained in their mind because those names that I just mentioned weren't around for social media. They're not around for Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Netflix and all that stuff. They're not. Their memory is still around. Their influence is still around. But the living flesh individual isn't around. So the youth now, the kids now, they can't see them because it's all about technology. It's all about the phone. It's all about it's all about smartphone. If a child can't find you on this, Will they even think about you in 20 years from now? Will they? So, what will Black History Month look like 20 years from now? There will be a new batch of Black history facts that will be purely social media based. Purely social media based. The whole going into the book and opening the book and pulling and turning the pages and reading about, that's almost gone. In terms of Black history, and that's it. Almost. It's all about the smartphone. It's all about social media. That's what it is now. That's the evolution of communication. Social media. It went from books to computers to smartphones. That's how we get that information. So if that's the case, how will we get our Black history information 20 years from now? The 6-year-old that's in the first grade learning about Black history, will they be learning it from the book, or will they be learning it from whoever is on social media now? Because if the adults get their information mainly from social media now, you already know the 6, 7-year-old, the 8-year-old, the 9-year-old, the 10, 11, 12-year-old gets their information from social media. Why? Because the elementary school kid was born in the age of social media. If you're 30 plus, you weren't born during social media. You weren't born when the internet came out. You were born when people were still looking on TV and opening books. The computer, the personal computer, the big clunky computer, that was going on when we were young. This generation now was born into the smartphone, the social media sites, Instagram, the YouTube era. Okay? The generational IT, generational AI. Okay? That's his generation now. So all they're gonna know is, can I find this on Snapchat? Does this person have a Snapchat name? Does this person have a Twitter account? Now, if Martin Luther King had a Twitter account, it'd be different. But people are going to find Jay-Z before they find Martin Luther King. The kids now, because you could find them here. So that's going to be the evolution. So what do we do? What do we do as adults? Do we keep giving the children the old-fashioned way, the old antiquated way of, here, open the book, read about this? Or do we, as adults, adjust also to the way children receive information and say, okay, the books are almost extinct. Almost. It's all about technology. It's all about, zeros and ones. If you're not talking zeros and ones, then the kids aren't going to really communicate. It's a disconnect, okay? The slang of today is zeros and ones. If you're not talking zeros and ones, if you're not talking Twitter accounts, if you're not talking Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Netflix, YouTube, all that stuff, the kids now are not really going to hear you. It's just not. It's just not. So we, as adults, instead of pushing it away, we should bring in, okay, Black history. The people who are making Black history now, Colin Kaepernick, teach Black history through social media. Colin Kaepernick is making Black history as we speak. Colin Kaepernick is making Black history as we speak. Barack Obama made Black history as we speak. The generation now were either born or grew up when they saw a Black president. That's Black history. So in 20 years from now, it's how it's going. In 20 years from now, those same children in elementary school are going to grow up in junior high and high school and become young adults. and they're going to have children, and they're going to teach their kids about when they saw the first black president when they were little. All right, so Black History Month in 20 years. How's it going to be? I don't know, but I see you in the future. Thank you all for watching this video. Leave a comment down below, like, comment, subscribe, and share, all that good stuff. Catch you all later. Peace.